crisis. And if that means threatening your life, your home, these water bills have reached that point. It's like, I was involved as a citizen before the Public Service Commission.
Bond issue, then then they're permanently going to pay for rate increases. Because, ma'am, no disrespect, but I don't want you to allocate the county. I want the county to take it over. Because, like, the other thing is there's a bigger picture here. The county has water issues in the various communities. And so, like, any solution that's going to really address the problem should also look at Western Port, and so the Cumberland, Frostburg, etc. This is a regional issue.
Public, Allegheny County take over the system. We have taken over systems in the past. All those systems that we've taken over are systems that have given up their operations and come to us and given us those systems. So in the current state, Maryland Water Service is still in control, which, by the way, we invited them tonight. They chose not to come. They've been non-responsive to us, as you might imagine. They are not offering the system to us. No one is giving up the system. So for the county to take over the system in the current moment, it would require eminent domain, which is a very long, protracted, probably expensive process. And our fear is that it doesn't help the residents any. Actually, if we were to go through that process and get to the end of it, the cost might actually get worse. So what we're working on right now is this. American Water Service has been very proactive with us. Every time we've reached out to them for a meeting to gather information, they've responded. We've met with them, I don't know, Laura, 5 or 6 times at this point, to work through it so they can tell us what they're doing. Their next big step, as she kind of mentioned, is to assess the system.
First of all, can everyone hear me? My name is Hannah Smith. I reside at 15201 Brandywine Drive, and that's in Cumberland. I look at the people in front of me and I recognize some of you. Some of you I even call friends. I've been on political action committees with you. I've sent copies of my books to your offices. Some of you I even see in church every Sunday. This is what it looks like when people are taking a stand. The people I know wouldn't let this happen. They didn't have to file a petition just to meet with you, just to discuss how they're living. We're being treated like dogs, we're being treated like we're animals, and we're people. There's people fighting cancer who are afraid to use their own shower or flush their own toilet. You know, like I said, I know you. I might not recognize you at the moment, but I know you, so I know that each of you does have a piece of goodness in them. I'm asking you to do the right thing. Delaney, you said yourself that everyone has a right to safe and affordable water. You still agree by that? Yes. It's a simple yes or no question. There we go. Yeah, people do deserve and have a right to safe and affordable water. And Laura, I don't know you and I don't recognize you, but I don't think that's going to happen under American Water Service. Because simply put, there's nothing American about a company like that that's willing to exploit people in rural Appalachia and make them live in conditions where they're forced to do that. So the people need public water. That is the only solution that we have at this point. We've been at this for months. People cannot keep living like this. It's public water or nothing else. That's the simple options we have. Thank you.
Francis Kaiser, 15501 Page Court, Southwest. I've lived in Bel Air for quite a long years. When I moved in, the water was reasonable. In the meantime, I had 2 girls, 2 dogs, and the wife and I. And we could afford the bill because I had a good job, and the bill was not expensive. Now I'm retired. I don't take a bath every other day, at the best, sometimes 3 days. I never wash my patio or my walks anymore because it's too expensive for the water.
Hi, my name is Juanita Collins. I live at 15118 Trail Ridge Road in Bel Air. I'd like to run you through my typical week. I wash clothes once a week on express wash. I wash dishes in my dishwasher maybe every 4 days when I run out of clean silverware. My granddaughter takes a bath about every 2nd day. My husband, because he works, takes a bath every other day. And the shower is like, we actually put a timer on our showers. You're gonna get you.
Hi, I'm Christine Taylor. My husband Jim. I thought I was signing an attendance sheet, but I'm happy to speak. We live at 14216 North Bel Air Drive, and we've been there 37 years. Right now we have a household of 4, and our water bills on average are $500 a month. And every month that I pay it, I say we could be living in a much better house with that extra money going towards a mortgage. But like the previous speaker said, we can't sell. I know we can't sell. And so we'll certainly get the value of the house. So I'm asking for your help in correcting this crime of overbilling.
I don't think that's right. And I don't care what you have to do. I mean, you see, there's a lot of houses right now for sale in Bel Air. None of them are selling. Between the high water bills, and I harp on this all the time, and the turbines that were stuck up on our mountain. And we're worried about the transmission lines they're talking about sticking through there. It's like they want to do the trifecta on Bel Air and get everyone just to leave and leave all their properties sit because they can't afford to live there and they can't afford to move. So, thankfully, hopefully, somebody can do something about it.
Good evening. My name is Judith Hemler. I live at 14705 Bourbon Street. 1475 Bourbon Street, Southwest. I'm a transplant. I was living in Anne Arundel County. I had my house for 28 years. I'm trying, but it feels like it's right on top of it. In 28 years in Anne Arundel County, my water bill averaged somewhere between $105 and $125. That was for 3 months. Wow. Not kidding. When I got my very first water bill, it was for over 2,000 gallons on one person. There's no way I can use 2,000 gallons. So of course, I called the company, had them come out and give me a water usage report. Apparently my meter gives hourly readings and there's a whole lot of zeros. But
we don't disagree with you at all. We've compared those rates to county rates as well. They're much higher. Most of you know, but for those that don't, these rates were approved by the Maryland Public Service Commission. They sit outside of us at the county. They certainly trump the county. They sit to the side of our legislators down here. We've gone to the governor's office about these rates. The governor can't affect these rates. It's the Maryland Public Service Commission. Maryland Water applied to get these rates set. They approved it. We have no ability to affect them. And Laura could probably comment better than I, but it's pretty common practice for a lot of water services to tie their sewer to the water usage. So, and I'm not defending them on that, but that's kind of a common practice that we see. But we don't disagree. These rates are way out of line with the rest of the rates within the county. And that's why we're here. We want to try to help. But with the Public Service Commission, we have no effect on them. Lee and I have had a couple calls with them trying to understand the process. They have their own process. Maryland Water applied for those rates and gave the rationale for why they are what they are. And the Public Service Commission ran it through and approved them. I think you guys had a chance to comment, a year or two ago on that, and they still approved the rates. They basically say they have their own hearings. So we have talked to them. Lee and I have had, 2 calls with them? 1 or 2? Yeah. They basically say, hey, they have their own hearings as part of this process. So I just wanted to make sure everyone understood. No one here at the table can affect these rates. We're doing what we can to try to help you guys with them, but none of us set them. None of us can fix them in the moment.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank the county commissioners for helping me when I was flooded on May the 13th. Okay? I want to thank you for the money you gave me to help me get a new furnace and air conditioner in my house. Because I have cancer. Okay? Look at me, people. Pay attention. My doctor told me I was to flush my commode twice when I got off of it after having my treatment. Take a shower every day. I could not afford that. I was out of work for 6 months. I now pay $98 a month before I get a drop of water. And for the county, you're having these meetings behind our back. Okay? You need to have us there when you're having these meetings with these people. I don't care. We're the ones that are being affected. Y'all keep telling us you can't do nothing.
Question. We actually have been meeting with the employees just on Monday. I was here and our team was here. We will bring on the entire team of employees. We're going to be giving them employment. So Bill and Dustin and Rob will become Maryland American Water employees. And we've heard good things about the contractor that they use here. So we will be evaluating that. But I would love to hear, come up and talk to me after this meeting, because this is the type of thing we definitely would like to hear before we make any decisions about contractor agreements once we become the provider. So this will be really helpful for us to know.
Before you turn the timer on, I just want to say, since so many people have passed, the microphone. Before you turn the timer on, since so many people have passed, it'd be nice if we had a little extra time. Well, I'm talking into the mic. So we have personally the same problems everybody else does: paper plates, plastic utensils, infrequent showering, not running the dishwasher because we can't afford it. This is America. I'd like for each of you to tell us how much your water bill is. I would like to know that. I would like for each of you to tell us what your water bill is. Why should a church pay $298 a month for water when we don't do any of those things there? Here's the real kicker. Get ready for this. Maryland Water Service, and I've got it right here. I can give it to you if you want to see it. We have an extension, well, it's a separate building beside our church, and it has a sprinkler system in it. Maryland Water Service, now this is beyond the water that we're paying, okay? Maryland Water Service, and I have it here for you, you can look at it, bills us quarterly for what they call standby water. When I get the bill, it says 0 gallons used. They charge us $896 quarterly for water we don't use. What do you think about that?
Guys in business to make money. That's the problem with the public service water system. Water should not be something to make money off of. Water is something that is vital and as long as the private company is managing, maintaining, and trying to get money off of it, it's not good. I've been told before to go in front of the Maryland Public Service Commission. That is about the most useless government agency there ever was. There is no reason why, now, I understand why people are so pissed off at their own government. You guys got something set up that you guys can't do anything about, you guys can't do anything about, and the government can't do anything about. And they basically do whatever they want, and what they're doing is they're basically taking and going into business with business and making money. This is ridiculous. The Public Service Commission is an inept, useless agency. We have people in here, a lot of people haven't talked a lot about the bills, but we have people in here who are paying up to $600 a month for water. That is unbelievable. There are people in here who are paying 2 times more than their gas and electric bill combined. That's unacceptable. You got people here, we had a meeting at the fire hall one night. And I'm gonna sound like an elitist, and I hope I don't come across that way. But we had people coming into the room, they smelled. And the reason they smelled is because they only bathe once or twice a week, if that. We have people who go to the laundromat to do their laundry because it's cheaper to go to the laundromat than it is to wash your clothes at home.
My name is Craig Miller. I live at 15308 Greenleaf Drive, Glen Oaks. I've been there 43 years. Been through a lot with the commissioners and the county with Glen Oaks. We won't go into that. My water bill for a family of two was $222. Okay? I have a couple things I wanted to bring up. I don't know how many of you got your mail, but before I left you here today, I got a notice. The only two things encouraging I've heard so far was they want to work on giving us affordable water. Thank you. And the fact that this thing does not go through until next August, correct? So you all have time to get it canceled or get it changed. I'm 80 years old, so I'm sort of dumb, but I have a question about two paragraphs of the bill. The Maryland Water System purchases water from the Allegheny Department of Public Works, correct? The next line down it says, Maryland Water Works was notified of an increase to the bulk purchased water charged by Allegheny County. Correct? Yep. Lake Gordon supplies some water. I want to know just a dumb question. I don't think the rates in Cumberland have gone up, and I'm all for that.
Sir, they actually have. We just pass along. We buy the water from the city of Cumberland. They run through our lines. That's why it shows Allegheny County. Those rates have gone up. They just increased their rates again. So all we do is pass along that cost.
How do you know when you buy bulk water, the bulk water portion is going to Cumberland or out to Glen Oaks and Bel Air? How do you know?
It's metered. There's meters in certain places, so we know what's going through in different locations.
Hi, my name is Ron Muir. I live at 14823 Bucrest Road, Southwest Cumberland, Maryland. Let me give you a rough rundown of what my week looks like. Me and my husband are both retired state of Maryland employees. We're both disabled. We take showers together. It's not as fun after 45 years of marriage as it was when we were doing it. We do the paper plate, silverware, the foil pans, crock pot covers. Because we can't afford to wash the dishes.
15014 Laurel Ridge Road, Crescent Town. My big concern, and thank you all for coming. My big concern, I brought receipts. So we're two people. This month's bill was $499. Last month was $507. The previous month, $513. And that's been going on for the whole year. I kept them all. You can all have copies if you'd like. The thing that irritates me the most, I bought my house 20 years ago, 2005. My water bill just a few years ago was $75, which I even thought that was a little high, but that was affordable. This, I'm not going to be able to keep my home. I love my neighborhood. I love my neighbors. The saddest part of it is, when you make an arrangement, they told me I had a leak. Well, the leak obviously wasn't on my side. I hired a contractor. They went through my entire home, top to bottom, all the copper, no leaks. Said a second time I had a leak. Got a second contractor. That's twice. Now we're in for about $2,000 in inspection fees. There's no leaks. But these astronomical numbers started appearing after they put that electronic meter where they could read it from the street.
Yeah.
So now, suddenly I get these ridiculous numbers. When I don't pay them, or I made arrangements because we were going to be late, I get the scarlet letter on my door to humiliate us. And that's basically what it does. I don't understand that either, but when we were in communication to pay the bill. So ultimately what I'm saying, if we don't have some kind of intervention, our property values are already down 25% where I live.
To the existing laws that we have in the Maryland Department of Assessments and Taxation. Formal appeal provisions, a substantial reduction in the assessed value of our properties. We strongly believe that the law will be on our side. We strongly believe that the law will be on our side. We have to do that on an individual basis, and we believe that the law will be on our side, and we will each of us prevail in securing a very sizable reduction. We strongly believe that there's compelling evidence under statute to provide the reduction that will be applied until the reason stated in the decision no longer applies. So in other words, just for clarity for everybody, once that standard is applied to our property, and I believe it will be, that standard stays in force until the situation is remedied. Long term, we seek and we need a path forward, a long-term solution. The only path that's sustainable for Allegheny County to ensure access to safe and affordable public water is just precisely that. These communities need, they deserve. Leadership's tough. I get that. I get that. Colonel, I know you get that. Leadership's tough. But that's why you're there. We know this can be done. We know this has to be done. For Bel Air, Glen Oaks, Pinto, and Highland Estates, a public system built with accountability, affordability, and community trust. This can be done legally, financially, and feasibly. It must be done. It must be done. We've given you a short-term roadmap here, some specific things that you need to do, going to the governor. We expect that will happen in short order. In short order. It won't be 7 months. Maybe 7 hours or 7 days. But certainly not 7 months. Some things that you might consider you're aware of. We've heard of WIPA, USDA Rural Development Grants. We know that we know around spending the nail right on the head to engage the young lady from American Water Service, American Water Company, and politically. The fact of the matter is that Allegheny County is positioned perfectly to secure federal monies because of its rural nature, because of its economic hardship, because of its geographical isolation, unlike a private company. Our county is perfectly positioned. This is a crisis. This indeed is a crisis. So, say it can't happen. Folks, this can't happen. It must happen. We believe you've got some mechanisms like issuing county bonds. We're open to discussion of special taxing authorities. You've heard from one gentleman this evening and one comment from me about some months ago that Highland Estates is perfectly positioned more than any of the poor communities for annexation to the city of Cumberland. That would be a benefit to the residents there, albeit a small population, and it would certainly be a benefit to the city of Cumberland. I urge you to look at that. I urge you to look at that. County-led acquisition would keep great dollars local. Man, if I can ask you, where's your corporate headquarters at, your national corporate headquarters? We dealt with a company in Sugar Land, Texas. Where's your corporate headquarters at? Camden, New Jersey. Wow. We do not want our money going to Camden.